Okay, 3-day games on this Friday are already in the books as we get ready to play the Dodgers and the Braves on our tape game special for our YouTube exclusive game of the week. And let's go through what you missed. The Mets beat the Expos 5-2. Jerry Koosman gets the first win of the year. The Mets start in first place. Steve Rogers with the loss. That's not how you defend your championship 4 years from now. Come on, Steve. And Gary Carter hit a home run at Three Rivers. The Cubs beat the Pirates in 14, 3-2. Paul Russell gets the win. Bruce Keeson the loss. Ivan DeJesus 3 for 6 with a triple. And on the south side of Chicago, Boston beat the White Sox 10-2. Mike Torres gets the win. Steve Stone with the loss. Carl Yastrzemski with the big opening day. He hits 2 home runs and is tied with Butch Weiniger for the Major League lead in home runs. Into Dodgers and Braves are next. As Retro Sports Network presents our YouTube baseball game of the week tonight from Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium, opening day between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Atlanta Braves, and brought to you by Digital Dice, the best podcast on the internet for your sports simulations and replay needs. Digital Dice, of course, will have the player of the game at the end of the game. Find us on Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, and wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Major League Baseball by 1978 had not figured out how to start their champions first. And, of course, with Cincinnati holding the National League opener all to itself, the rest of the National League gets started on Friday, April 7th, 1978, and the Dodgers, defending National League champions and presumptive National League champions for 1978, start the year on the road. Aren't you excited about that? Emily is not excited about that. And so Don Sutton will face Phil Niekro on a cool and calm night in Atlanta, where the weather is a balmy 67 degrees on this April 7th. There is not a breath of wind out there, and we're going to get 9 innings in, whether we want to or not, for this night game. And just in case you missed it, in the open, here are the standings up to the moment for the day games played on April 7th. And yes, the Mets, the Red Sox, the Twins, and the Astros are all 1-0. A lot of games we played today, and when we do the live broadcast on Thursday, we'll update you on that. But the Twins start the season a perfect 2-0. And so let's get right to it. Phil Niekro taking his warm-up tosses. Phil looking about 50 in that picture. Remember when we got at the WTCG, better known as WTBS, Channel 17 out of Atlanta, that Phil looked about 55 in 1979. He really was, I think, 37. But in 1978, he went 19-18. She's looking at me like she cares. With a save. He had an ERA of 2.88, and in the process threw 334 and a third innings. That's a lot of innings. He allowed 295 hits, 16 home runs, 102 walks with that knuckler, and 248 strikeouts. And this will be the lineup that he will face on opening night. Davey Lopes will play second and lead off for the Dodgers. Tommy Lasorda and the computer will run the Dodgers. Bill Russell will bat second and play short. Reggie Smith is in right field. He'll go third. The Penguin, Ron Say, cleans up at third. Steve Garvey, the first baseman, bats fifth. Dusty Baker, the left fielder, will go sixth. Rick Monday, the lone lefty against Niekro, is in center. He'll bat seventh. Steve Yeager behind the plate. And Don Sutton, probably better known to most of you now as an Atlanta Braves announcer, is on the mound for the Dodgers. Defensively for Atlanta, Jeff Burroughs is the big star of the team. He is a 4 and a 6 and left. Roland Office is a 7 with a 3-arm in center, and Gary Matthews is a 6 and 6 in right. Barry Bonnell, better known as who played third for Atlanta before they drafted Bob Horner, is a 4. Pat Rocket, not any relation to Charles from that ill-fated SNL season, is a 5 at short. Jerry Royster a 5 at second, and Dale Murphy goes from behind the plate to first in 1978. He's a 6, with Biff Pocoroba behind the dish, a 6 and a 2-arm. Phil Niekro fielded his position well. He is a 10. Davy Lopes, 278, 17 home runs in 78 with 58 RBI. And the game is away. Lopes will drop one down. Bonnell will pick it up, and Lopes was going to get on to first without a throw. Well, they did throw, but he pretty much stole first. And so the Dodgers start the year with a bunt single. And that'll bring up Bill Russell, 286, 3 homers and 46 RBI. Throw to first. Lopes is back. As the cat walks behind the computer, Niekro deals. There goes Lopes into center field. The hit and run was on. Office is there for the out. 1 away for Reggie Smith at 295, 29 homers and 93 RBI. The fence, by the way, in Atlanta in 1978 was the chain link variety. No logos on the walls at that point. And where you see the scoreboard in left field was partially a scoreboard and partially the home of Chief Nakahoma. Throw to first. Lopes is back. And now they're going to pitch out because Lopes goes back in there and says, "I'm going to get you, sucker." Pitch out, nothing doing. And Lopes, well, now I'm screwed. 1-0 count to Smith. Lopes has got to go. He does not. There's a liner to right field. Matthews will pick it up. Smith rounds first. He's going to be in with a double. And the Dodgers have 2 on and 1 out for Ron Say. So Lopes on third, Reggie on second. Say at 270, 23 homers and 84 RBI. Niekro deals. Say, ground ball to Royster. They'll get the sure out at first as Lopes will score, and Murphy handles the throw for the second out. So 1-0 Dodgers here in the top of the inning. And now bring up Steve Garvey, 16, 21 homers and 113 RBI. Reggie Smith dances off at third. Niekro deals, and Garvey lines this one into shallow left for a single. And so Niekro's only thrown 8 pitches, but he's given up 2 runs and 3 hits in the process. And that'll bring up Dusty Baker, 262, 11 homers and 66 RBI. Niekro deals, a knuckler, ground ball is short. Rocket flips it to Royster, and that will retire at the side. Dodgers draw first blood on opening night. 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors. Half an inning in the books. It's the Dodgers 2. Here come the Braves. And I'll tell you that Don Sutton went 15 and 11 in 1978 with a 3.55 ERA. That's not great. In 238 in a third innings, he allowed 228 hits. 29 long balls, and this is the launching pad for a reason. He only walked 54 and struck out 154. And the Atlanta lineup is as follows. Jerry Royster will lead off and play second. Roland Office, the center fielder, will bat second. Gary Matthews, the Sarge, is in right field for Atlanta. He'll bat third. Jeff Burrows cleans up in left. To tell you everything you need to know about Atlanta in 1978, Biff Pocoroba, the catcher, will bat fifth. Dale Murphy will go sixth. Barry Bonnell at third will bat seventh. Pat Rocket can't hit. He'll stand there in eighth. And Phil Niekro, who threw 11 pitches in the first, will bat ninth. Defensively for the Dodgers, Dusty Baker a 7 and a 4 in left. Rick Monday a 4 and a 3 in center. And Reggie Smith a 5 and an 8 in right. Ron Sayers a 7 at third. Bill Russell an 8 at short. Davey Lopes a perfect 10 at second. Steve Garvey a 9 at first. And Steve Yeager a 7 and an 8 behind the plate. Royster can bunt. He will not. Infield playing back. 259, 2 homers, and 35 RBI. Sutton deals. Royster sends this one into left. Baker into foul territory. And someone from Macon makes that play. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Sutton deals. Royster draws a walk, so Don lost him. And that'll bring up Roland Office at 250, 9 homers, and 40 RBI. Not the start that Tommy Lasorda wanted for Sutton. Pitch to throw to first, Royster back. As I said yesterday in the live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/RetroSportsNetwork, that the AI in the 2020 version of the game seems to be a lot more aggressive in patrolling base runners. Pitch to Office, and there's a ground ball to Lopes, might be 2. Russell for 1, over to Garvey, and I think they got it. And they do. So it goes 4-6-3, and there's 2 out for Gary Matthews at 285. A popular thoroughfare in Atlanta, 18 homers and 62 RBI. Sutton deals. Matthews in the left center. That's going to drop. Baker's going to let that go to the wall. Matthews is going for 3, and he's in there. So a bad play by the former Brave in left center field, and Matthews, who is kind of a quick and a smart sense, just get the afterburners going, and that'll bring up Jeff Burrows. So runner on third, 2 out. Burrows at 301, 23 home runs, and 77 RBI. He walked 117 times in 1978. Sutton delivers, and he struck him out. He got him to swing and a miss at a 2-2 fastball, and the Dodgers get out of the jam. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 1, Dodgers 2, Braves nothing. A sip of seltzer. Rick Monday, Steve Yeager, and Sutton to face Phil Niekro here in the second. Monday at 254 on the real year. 19 homers and 57 RBI. Pitch. Here's a fly ball, shallow center. Office rides the horse, comes in for the out, 1 away. For Yeager, one of the rare pictures you'll see is Steve. I haven't seen these yet. This is from PC Ballpark, and I scored them through the Internet Archive's Wayback Machine. The links are still good. And so Yeager always caught with glasses. He needed them. He couldn't hit. 193, 4 homers, and 23 RBI in 228 at-bats. Niekro's pitch, ground ball to first. Murphy to the bag himself, 2 out. The Dodgers, desperately needing offense from that position, would get Joe Ferguson or Rafael Landistore and somebody else in a trade. Sutton also cannot hit, 083 with 3 RBI. Pitch from Niekro. Sutton, ground ball to Bunnell over to first, and that will retire the side. Quieter inning for the Braves this time around. Niekro on 9 pitches retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Inning and a half down. Dodgers 2, Braves nothing. Here's Biff Pocoroba. Murphy and Bunnell to follow. Biff, 242, 6 homers and 34 RBI. Sutton deals, and there's a ground ball to Sain on the grass, and he will not throw him out. I don't think it's a bang-banger, and they got him. So the 3-1 was just kind of slapped to third, and Say made the play. Here's Murph. Dale Murphy looks so young there, doesn't he? And that's not even a shot from 78. I don't believe they wore the powder blues that year. From Dodger Stadium, as a matter of fact. Murph at 226, 23 homers, and 79 RBI. Sutton deals Murphy into left field. Baker is there for the out, 2 away. That's what the Braves wore at home in 78, those red pinstripe numbers. But now at 240, a homer and 16 RBI. Sutton from the wind, and that's into center field. Monday has it, and that will retire the side. Another 1-2-3 inning. This time it's in favor of the Dodgers. After 2, Dodgers 2, Braves nothing. So Phil Niekro, 20 pitches through his first 9. 2 innings, 3 hits, and the 2 earned runs. One of those being to Davey Lopes, who singled and scored to start the ball game. Niekro deals, and there's a ground ball to short. Rocket. Lopes is hustling. Throw to Murph is in time. A banger indeed. And there's 1 out. That knuckler registered at 63 on the gun. Bill Russell. 0 for 1. Niekro again. And there's a base hit, right center field, and Russell's on with a 1-out single. That'll bring up Reggie Smith. Doubled and scored in the first. 2-0 Dodgers. That's the 4th hit off of Nuxie. And Smith strikes out a 1-2 that dances inside on the black. And there's 2 out. And that is the first strikeout for Phil Niekro. Ron Say, the batter. Ronnie. Fielder's choice drove in the first run of the ball game. Pitch from Niekro, and that's into right center. Office makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. 2.5 in the books. Dodgers 2, Braves nothing. I told you Pat Rocket couldn't hit, and I'm not lying. At 141 with no homers and 4 RBI. He walked 13 times, and his OPS was 367. It's about what my OPS would be, and I would learn to lean into some pitches. So Sutton's ready. Rocket is too, and there's a line drive to Monday. I thought that was going to drop, but Monday is right there, and he makes the catch for the first out. I was ready to jinx myself and reverse the jinx. Here's Phil Niekro, who can hit. 225, no homers, and 10 RBI. Sutton deals, and Niekro sends this one into deep center field. Monday going back to the track and makes the catch for the out, 2 away. Yanks and Rangers tomorrow or Thursday live at noon, and same day on YouTube. Live at noon on Twitch, twitch.tv/Retro Sports Network. And same day on YouTube. Royster, 259, 2 homers and 35 RBI. Walked his first time up. Sutton threw 9 batters and not so neat and tidy 40 pitches. 2 2/3 innings, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. Pitch to Royster is a ground ball right back to Sutton. The comebacker goes over to first, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Another good frame for Sutton. After 3, Dodgers 2, Braves nothing. Steve Garvey singled home a run in the first to make it 2-0, and that's where we stand as we start the 4th. Pitch from Niekro. Got him! A 1-2 knuckler at 75 in there at the knees, and Garvey just kind of looks out there and gives him a wink. Nothing you can do about that. The thing with the knuckler is it is thrown with hardly any spin, or no spin, depending on if it's dancing right. The pitcher doesn't know where it's going. Pokoroba, the catcher, doesn't know where it's going. The batter doesn't know where it's going. Here's Dusty. He's 0 for 1. Pitch from Necro. Got him! An 0-2, a rare fastball from Necro at 83 on the outside corner, and that's 3. Brings up Rick Monday, who's 0 for 1. Necro delivers, and Monday, slow roller in front of the bag at second. Rocket has it, quick throw to Murph, and they got him. And so Rocket may not do anything with the glove or for the bat, but with the arm, he's retired 2 on bang bangers. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3.5 down. Los Angeles 2, Atlanta 2. Roland Office had the unfortunate fortune, and I know that's not a word, of grounding into a double play his first time up. As we start the bottom of the 4th, it'll be Office, Matthews, and Burrows for the Braves here. Sutton delivers. Office draws a walk. And so if Office draws a walk, does it go to Office Depot? Gary Matthews tripled and could not score his first time up. Pitch from Sutton will throw to first. Office is back. Office not really a threat to steal with 26%. Now Sutton goes home. Matthews into shallow center. Monday comes in, makes the catch. Office goes back to first. 1 out for Burrows, who struck out his first time up. You notice if you watch the opener or the live stream or the Action PC Baseball 2020 special, that you can add stats to both the pitchers and batters boxes, and I added walks and strikeouts. And if you're wondering what's in the lineup boxes, that's their stats today. I'll throw to first. Office is back again. Garvey holding him on. Office really is not a threat to steal. Pitch to Burrows. Ground ball to Russell. Might be 2. Lopes for 1. They're going to throw to first. Garvey's on the bag, and Burrows is retired. And so 6-4-3 gets the Dodgers out of the inning. No runs, a walk, no hits, and nobody left. After 4, Dodgers 2, Atlanta nothing. So Yeager, Sutton, and Lopes to face Necro here in the 5th. And Yeager, not a big surprise, he's 0 for 1. Pitch from Necro, there's a ground ball to Rocket over to Murphy, and Yeager has the speed of me in the chair. 1 out. Don Sutton, to his credit, did not strike out his first time up. And with nobody on base, he's not going to bunt either. Pitch from Phil, and there's a fly ball to right. Matthews goes over in the corner to make the catch. So 2 out. Necro, through 18 batters, has only thrown 53 pitches, with 2 out in the bottom of the 4th. 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits. The 2 runs are earned. No walks, so the Knuckler is dancing the night away with Leo Sayer, and he's got 3 strikeouts. Lopes singled and scored in the first. Pitch from Necro, and there's a little looper into right field, and Matthews will pick that up off a hop. That brings up Russell, who's 1 for 2. Throw to first. Lopes is back. You'd think Lopes did not steal in the first. With 2 out, you wonder if the computer's going to send him. What's Tommy going to do? Necro's pitch. Runner goes, and that's in the corner in right center field or to the wall, and that'll be a single. So Russell ripped one in for a base hit. Lopes will go to third, and that'll bring up Reggie Smith. 1 for 2. Reggie struck out, doubled, and scored. And the Dodgers have got runners on the corners and 2 outs here in the inning. Necro from the stretch. delivers, struck him out. He got him to swing and miss on a knuckler at 73, and Niekro retires the side. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. We're halfway home at Fulton County Stadium. It's the Dodgers 2, the Braves nothing. And now you look at the in-game box score. Niekro 4 Ks through 563. Look at the amount of strikes. He's just pounding that zone. Sutton, it's effective. 4 innings, a hit, 2 walks, and a strikeout. But not great. Although he's got the higher game score at 59 to Niekro's 51. Say and Garvey have the RBIs, Russell and Lopes have the 2 hits, and Gary Matthews has the lone hit, that being a triple for Atlanta. So it'll be Biff Pocoroba, Dale Murphy, and Barry Bonnell to face Sutton in the 5th. Only 1 hit for the Braves. Dodgers have 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and they've left 4 on. The Braves left Gary Matthews on 3rd. And the temperature is now 64. You know, the one thing I don't like about this, you can't see it because I've cropped the top of the screen, was it used to be that information was up there, and it was just easy to toss it in. But I don't think people realized it was there, and so this is how you get the weather. So, light jacket weather here in Atlanta. Pocoroba's 0 for 1. Pitch from Sutton, and there's a ground ball to Lopes deep in the hole. Over to Garvey, 1 away. Brings up Dale Murphy, 0 for 1. Pitch from Sutton. Popped up center field. Monday, 2 out. I suppose you're not going to see a lot of Braves games this year. They weren't good. So if I'm going to, you'll have to pardon me if I get in a Skip Carey impression before we're done. Never very good at it. Skip. It was in 78 or 79 when I first watched the Braves on cable. It was Skip, Ernie Johnson Sr., and Pete Van Wieren. And they had to sell the team. Or sell the product anyway, because they weren't good. Bonnell is 0 for 1. Pitch from Sutton. Here's a ground ball foul, first base side. We'll do it again. 2-2 the count. Don Sutton, they tried to make into a star in the mold of Koufax and Drysdale as far as a marketable star. Did some guest appearances on Match Game. I think it was 1977 and 78. Wasn't worse than some of the others, but he wasn't that funny either. Pitch to Bonnell. Ground ball just numbered down to Say, and I don't believe there's going to be a throw. That's a base hit. 2nd hit for Atlanta, as Say does the wise thing and eats it. So Bonnell with good speed as far as running is concerned, but not base stealing, is on first, and there's 2 out for Pat Rocket. Sutton throws to first. Bonnell is back, and that really takes any chance of stealing out of the picture. He goes home. Rocket hits a sharp ground ball to Lopes over to first, and that will retire the side. The Braves get their 2nd hit and will strand their 2nd man. No runs, a hit, no errors. After 5, it's the Dodgers 2, the Braves nothing. Wow. My next now. And that will bring up Ron Say, Steve Garvey, and Dusty Baker. Niekro really gonna probably throw a complete game here. Say is 0 for 2. Fielder's choice drove in a run. Pitch from Niekro, and there's a ground ball to Rocket over to first, and this won't be close. Niekro would go on to pitch for 9 more years. How old was he in 1978? It was Nuxie. He aged 39 years old. And so he would go on to pitch until he was my age, for goodness gracious. I like also how the stats now update on the player cards in real time. That's cool. Garvey's got himself an RBI single and a strikeout, which tells me he's 1 for 2. He's 2 for 3 now as he bloops out one into left center, and for the Dodgers, that's hit number 7. Brings up Dusty Baker, whose misplay allowed the Matthews triple in the first, I think. But that was it. That was the lone Brave threat. Pitch to Baker. Ground ball up the middle. Rocket takes it to second himself. Over to first. Are they going to turn another double play? Yes, they are. Call it 2. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 5.5 at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, the Dodgers 2, the Braves nothing. Phil Niekro coming up, 0 for 1. Pitch from Sutton, struck him out. He got him on an 0-2 breaking ball for strike 3. In there below the belt, just kind of dipsy-doodled in, and there's 1 out. And finally, the Dodgers bring in the corners because I was going to bunt Royster this time around. I like it. The computer's thinking smarter. Through 18 batters, Sutton 78 pitches. Throwing a lot of pitches for someone who's not really having any trouble. 5 in the third innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Royster walked. He's 0 for 1. Pitch from Sutton. There's a chopper to Russell. Infield retreats. Throw to first. 1 out. 2 out, rather. Brings up Roland Office. He is walked and grounded into a double play. Sutton deals. Office draws the walk. Brings up Gary Matthews. And so that triple was in the first. He lined out to Monday in the fourth. Office isn't going anywhere, and Matthews will strike out. Sutton got him with an 81-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch, and Matthews swung right through it. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Braves strand another. We've played 6, Dodgers 2, Braves nothing. So it'll be Monday. Yeager and Sutton down at 96 pitches. You got to figure he's going to stay in the ball game. Monday's 0 for 2. Niekro delivers. Got him. 1-2. He went with a fastball, and Monday swung on and missed. Brings up Yeager, who's unsurprisingly 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Into right. Matthews doesn't really have to move. Comes in a step or 2 for the out, 2 away. Brings up Sutton, who's 0 for 2. Like I said, I don't see a reason to pull him. He's throwing a 2-hitter. Pitch from Niekro, and Sutton will drop one in for a base hit. Rocket leapt, but he leapt late, and that got down past him, and so Sutton has the 8th hit for the Dodgers. Brings up Davey Lopes. Davey is 2 for 3, is singled and scored. Niekro threw 18 batters, 76 pitches, or 27 batters rather, 76 pitches, 6 2/3 innings, 8 hits, and 5 strikeouts, and the 2 earned runs. This time Lopes sends this one to Bunnell at third, and Bunnell kind of lollygagged the throw. You can't do that. Lopes has speed to burn, and the Dodgers have runners on first and second with 2 out. It goes on the card as a single, but really, that's a mental lapse by Bunnell. That brings up Russell. Goes 2 for 3, he singled twice. 2 out, top of the 7th. Here's a base hit into right field. Matthews picks it up. Sutton will score. Lopes goes to third. Matthews makes a poor play, and it's 3-0 Dodgers. Not living the life of Riley out there for Atlanta, and this crowd of about 35,000, certainly not a sellout. Starts to head home and hopes to get home in time for a fresh episode of Tush. Oh, next wasn't on in 78, but we can pretend it was. Reggie Smith 1 for 3 with a double. He struck out twice and scored a run. Pitch from Necro. Runners go. And they're going to let Russell steal the base. So Lopes will hold. And again, impressive for the AI there to try it. That's a double steal. You don't want Lopes to do it. And so with 2 in scoring position, a 1-0 count to Reggie Smith. Here's the pitch into right. Matthews will flag that one down, and that will retire the side. So here's a reminder, if you like the content on the channel, would like a game played for you, anything in the Action PC library, $10. Patreon.com/Retro Sports Network. And that's the happy organist there. And a special thanks to my Patreons, Dodger fan John Marichich and Atlanta Braves fan Braves for Life. You guys have games coming to you, and thanks for being a Patreon of mine. And so it'll be Burrows, Pocoroba, and Murphy to face Sutton here in the 7th. Burrows is struck out and grounded into a double play. Sutton's pitch struck him out. Big 1-2 right in there at the knees, and that's 4 for Don. If Pocoroba's 0 for 2. Sutton deals, and there's a ground ball to Russell. He's going to have to make a bang-banger, and Pocoroba is out by an eyelash. Russell, as we said in the open, is an 8 fielder, has good range, and just knew how to read that hop off the grass and got him. 2 out for Murph, who's 0 for 2. Pitch from Sutton. Murphy, ground ball to Say. I don't think he's going to get him. Murphy's just running down the line, and he did. Murphy took out of the box like a bat out of hell, and Say just, as we said, made the bang-bang throw, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Sutton at 106 through 7. 3-0 Dodgers. So Say, Garvey, and Baker here in the 8th for Necro. 7 innings, 10 hits, and 5 strikeouts. Pitch to Say, who's 0 for 3, ball 4. So Necro at 89 pitches. And let's be honest, there really is nobody better than the Atlanta bullpen. Garvey is 2 for 3. He's got himself 2 singles, a strikeout, and an RBI. And as you can see, although the sun is out, it's the night game, not a breath of wind. And you like the smell of Goody's headache powder and beer together? Well, you're in the right place. Pitch to Garvey. Struck him out. This time, the knuckler went one way and Garvey went the other, and Garvey shakes his head. Second time he struck out. Here's Dusty Baker, who's 0 for 3. Grounded into a double play and struck out. 1 away. Here's the pitch, and that's up the middle for a base hit. Say will hold at second. And that brings up Rick Monday. 11th hit for the Dodgers. Monday 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Pitch from Necro. It's into right field. That's well struck, but that's right at Gary Matthews. Say will hold at second, 2 out for Yeager. And if he was German, he'd be Meister Yeager. Or in Yoda talk, Jägermeister. Pitch to Steve is a pop-up into center. Office moves over to right center, his left, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. 7.5 in the books here at Atlanta, Fulton County. Los Angeles 3, the Braves nothing. Bunnell, a pinch hitter, and Necro, because Rocket's not getting another chance. Bunnell 1 for 2. Ground ball to short. Russell deep in the hole. Throw to first, 1 out. And so for all the Dodgers offense, they've 11 hits and left 8 on. They only have 3 runs. This game is not over. Righty versus righty. And it's going to be Brian Asseltine, the lefty, 272, 2 homers, and 13 RBI. Hits righties at a 287 clip. Pitch from Sutton, and that's in the left center field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Asseltine's going for 3, and he's got it. Got to mention David Baseball Demos as a Patreon. He replayed the entire 1987 Braves season using History Maker Baseball. Here's Niekro. Niekro is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He's staying in the game. He's got pitches to burn. They're not going to bunt. Really no point. Yeager goes out to talk to Sutton. Infielded at the corners, and Niekro drops a single into left center field. Right through the hole, and pitcher helps his own cause. It's 3-1. And now, you bunt for that. Royster. No, he's a 6. I can't do that. So Niekro on first, 1 out, and the tying run at the plate. Sutton at 114 pitches through 27 batters. 7 1/3 innings, 4 hits. The new run, it's earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 4. Pitch to Royster is into right field. Reggie Smith is there. He makes the catch, and Niekro retreats back to first. And that's it. Out comes Tommy Lasorda, the fat tubagoo. Terry Forster, the lefty, not such a fat tubagoo in 1978, comes out to get the 4 out. Well, maybe just to face the 1 batter. We got a pitching change this game coming to you from Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. And my leg just snapped. Forster, the primary fireman out of the Dodger bullpen, 5-4, and you know what happens to firemen when I play them. They give up grand slams. 1.93 the ERA, 22 saves, 65 1/3 innings, and with him being up, it'll be interesting to see what the computer does. 56 hits, 2 home runs allowed. He walked 23 and struck out 46. And with Office being a platoon player, Cito Gaston, and that's pretty close to the uniform I remember the Braves being in. At 229, a homer, 9 RBI will pinch hitting at 259 against lefty. So runner on first is Royster, or Niekro rather. Gaston lines out one foul and some on the third base side. And somebody from Cobb County made that catch and thinking to himself, boy, wouldn't it be nice someday to have a ballpark? 1-2 the count. Forster delivers, and that's into right. Reggie Smith moves over, and we'll do it again. Somebody from Stone Mountain says, maybe someone will build a fake place for us to go rafting. 1-2. Pitch. Got him! He swung at a horrible fastball at 92 miles an hour, and that will retire the side. No runs, or 1 run, rather 2 hits and no errors. We go to the 9th, 3-1 Dodgers. So a new shortstop, Darrell Cheney, will bat 8th. And Gaston, who was not good defensively at all, he's a 1 with a 4 arm. Comes in center because he didn't play. Well, that's why. So Niekro trying to get the last three. Let's see what they do with Forster. Lopes and Russell to follow. Johnny Oates, Darryl Hall's brother, will pinch hit Johnny at 307. No homers and 6 RBI. That's not a surprise that Forster was just in for the lefty office. So Cheney is 7 at short, and Gaston is wondering what the hell he's doing out in center field. Pitch to Johnny Oates, ground ball to Royster, over to Murph, 1 out. After the game, stay tuned for Friday night dinner and a movie. Revenge of the Pink Panther, as we serve catfish. That's tonight on Channel 17 WTCG. That's a very bad Skip Carey impression. I should be ashamed of myself. Davey Lopes is 3 for 4. He singled 3 times and a run scored. Niekro, the rare 36 batter check, is still only at 101 pitches, 8 1/3 innings, 11 hits. He's walked 1 and struck out 6. Pitch to Lopes. It's into left center field. Back goes Burrows, and it will stay in the yard. Not a breath of wind. 3 earned runs. Dodgers, 3 runs, 11 hits, no errors. They've left 8 runners on. Atlanta, a run on 4 hits, and they've left 4 on. Matthews, Burrows, and Pocoroba for the Braves in the bottom of the 9th. Russell was 3 for 4. Bill has singled 3 times. Stole a base and drove in a run. Pitch from Niekro. Ground ball, Royster from the bag at second over to Murph, and that will retire the side. So it's Charlie Huff. It's Knuckler versus Knuckler. 5-5 as a long reliever with 7 saves, an ERA of 3.28, 93 1/3 innings, 69 hits, 6 home runs allowed. He walked 48 and struck out 66, and Yeager's going, oh good, I got to catch him. And Pocoroba's waiting by the on-deck circle going, tell me about it. Sarge is 1 for 3. Gary tripled in the first and could not score and struck out. Pitch from Hoff, walked. So the tying run is at the plate, and just as Jeff Burrows. Pitch, throw to first. Matthews back. Burrows digs in. He has struck out twice and grounded into a double play. Not an opening day he'd like to remember, but this could change in a hurry. Round ball to first. Garvey takes it to the bag himself. He'll get the sure out in Burrows, and Matthews goes to second. So 1 out for Pocoroba. 0 for 3. He's got a 2% chance of tying this game right now on a home run. Huff gets away from Yeager. That's a wild pitch. So the Knuckler just not danced for Phil, but not for Charlie, and Matthews goes to third. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, 3-1 Dodgers, bottom of the 9th. Here's a fly ball to center. That should be deep enough to score Matthews. Monday throws home, and Matthews is safe. And so 2 out for Murph, who's a tying run. Braves get a singleton in the 8th, and they have 1 across here in the 9th. Huff trying to get the hard luck, the save that shouldn't be his. Ball 4. Tying run is on. And through 22 pitches, Huff has made a mess of this. He hasn't given up a hit. But the first run scored. For the first walk, scored. Which would be a run. Barry Bonnell, 1 for 3. He's got a single. Tying run on, and Bonnell, although it's unlikely, is the winning run at the plate. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Russell. That should end it. Goes across to first, and the Dodgers will win opening day 3-2. 1 run, no hits, and no errors. And Charlie Huff takes a deep sigh. And that'll do it. 3 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Braves. Davey Lopes and Billy Russell went 3 for 5 respectively. Look at that. Russell had 6 chances or 6 assists, and Lopes had 4. For the Braves, Gary Matthews had the only, and Brian Asseltine, had triples. But our Digital Dice MVP is going to be Don Sutton. 7 2/3 innings, 4 hits, a run. It was earned. He walked 3 and struck out 4. Through 121 pitches. He could have gone 127. He had plus stuff, really. 80 strikes, 41 balls. Terry Forster retired, the only man he faced. And then Charlie Huff struggled in the 9th, but got his first save of the year. Phil Niekro goes the distance, 9 innings, 11 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 1 and struck out 6. His pitch count was only 125, by the way. He went 107. So Don Sutton is our Digital Dice player of the game. And so there you have it. That's the first Friday of the season. I'm playing the other ones really quick. I'll go through all the scores, and before that, I'll tell you our next broadcast will be live Thursday at noon on Twitch. And it'll feature the New York Yankees and Texas Rangers opening day at Arlington. It'll be Ron Guidry on the mound against John Matlack for the Rangers. Gary Carter's home run wasn't enough for Montreal. The Mets beat the Expos 5-2 opening day at Shea. In 14 innings, the Cubs beat the Pirates 3-2. Ivan DeJesus with the triple. Red Sox with Kari Yastrzemski with 2 home runs. Pat and Steve Stone and the White Sox 10-2. Night games now. Toronto drops 1 to Detroit 4-1. Mark Fidrich, in really his last year, only through 3 games, gets the win. Lemancic gets the loss. Rusty Staub with a homer and 3 RBIs on opening day. Phillies beat the Cardinals 4-3. Steve Carlton gets the win. Buddy Schultz the loss. Kenny Reitz 2 for 4 with a homer and 2 RBI for St. Louis. Houston goes to 2-0 on this replay. They beat the Reds 6-4. Joe Niekro with a win and goes to 1-0. Tiny Bonham was 0-1. And Bob Watson, who had the big grand slam in the opener, hit his second. He's now got a ton of RBI already. 7 is to be exact. Baltimore beat Milwaukee 8-2. Flanagan with the win. Jerry Augustine with the loss. Dower 3 for 5 for Baltimore with 2 RBI and 2 doubles. San Diego, I wonder if that's a no-hitter. No-hitter. Gaylord Perry and Raleigh Fingers shut out the Giants 1-0. California behind Frank Tanana 7-2 over the Oakland Athletics. Lyman Bostock, who, as someone pointed out, was shot and killed in September of this year, begins his last season with 3 RBI and a triple. Minnesota beats Seattle 6-5. Bruce Bochy 4 for 4 with 2 RBI. And so, let me click on that San Francisco score. 4-hitter. Perry went, the logos are even right this year. Just in case you were wondering, on a 1-0 game, Perry 4 hits through 7, struck out 9. John the Count Monefusco 4 hits through 7. And the lone run came on an Oscar Gamble single in the 8th. Hit that like, subscribe, live streams on twitch.tv/Retro Sports Network. I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day.